Hello to my new tutorial. I'm going to show you how I did this 3D building height map of Dar es Salaam, which looks pretty good, I think. And yeah, some people ask me how I did it, and so I'll show you. I'm not someone who studied anything computer or geography related, so I'll use ChatGPT for this one. I can actually tell you what you need to have to do it with my workflow. Maybe there's a different one. So at first you need to have a Google Earth engine account. Then you need I work with ChatGPT. Maybe you're good with the Google Earth engine, then good for you. Then QGIS, of course, and Blender, and also the Blender GIS plugin, since this will allow you to import shape files. I think you just find it if you Google Blender GIS. Exactly. So that's the stuff you need. And then we'll work with these two datasets. You both have them in the Google Earth engine. First, polygons. Here you see them. Yeah, the red ones means they're more imprecise. So, but we won't treat them like, we'll just treat all of them equally. And then here you have also the building height. It's I also wrote it to you here. It's open-buildings-temporal V1 for the height and open buildings V3 for the polygons. You'll find them if you search them in the search bar here. Here you see where the highest buildings are. But this is also not extremely precise, as you see. So I don't think it's if you want to analyze it after, I'm not sure if it's precise enough, since maybe sometimes it's overlapping to a neighboring building also. But I think what it does is, for sure, it shows you here, for instance, the stadium. It's of course also exaggerated in this visualization. Yeah, you will see where the higher areas are and where the lower areas are. So yeah, since I'm not really good with coding, I'll let ChatGPT do everything. Here you saw the two datasets. We actually don't need them. I have here a new script with I just googled open buildings up here. Then you have temporal V1 and open buildings polygons. And now I'll tell ChatGPT, but first I also give us an area of interest. You can of course also just import one, but for me often it does the job, since in the end I will also have it in the format I'm thinking of. Thinking of how am I doing this. First I'll go a bit higher here. Yeah, I think we can have something like this, even though I really like the fade off on the other side also. We'll just go like this. That's huge, by the way. Now we have a geometry. We call this area of interest. So we go over to ChatGPT. I already told him how I want this to visualize the certain band. Since if you go to the raster here, it has certain bands, and one of them is building height, so you have to tell him you want to have this one. Good. Then I'll tell him to datasets. Then I give him these. polygons also, and then there's the other one. Close it. I need to have a better position for my mouse. Collection snippet. Okay, whatever. And I also tell him I have area of interest, and I also give him the coordinates. Sometimes he's a bit weird otherwise. Then I give them different names. I already renamed them. So first one is a raster. Polygon, and for my area of interest. Now let's shortly countercheck. Polygon and area of interest. Let's see if he can do that. Please write me a script. Also, this is quite a time-consuming stuff, so yeah, maybe you should search for something you can do while it's doing other stuff. Polygons as a Geojson, okay, and export the raster as a GIS, okay. According to what I can check, it could work. So let's run it. Okay, and it also gives me both, so that's already great. And then here we go to tasks and run both of these. Run it. And then also height raster, scale 10. Then we go down to 1. That will give him a lot of things you have to do, but yeah. And that's now the first time. You just wait. And this time you can install Blender GIS if you're interested, or whatever. Okay, we have a problem here. It says it failed, too large. Okay then. Last time I split it in different packages, so I tell him. Okay, now it gives me 15 tiles here, 16 actually, which is a bit of a pain, but yeah, let's go for it. Actually, last time I think I was able to download it with one, and then it was just split, but whatever. Sometimes ChatGPT just does stuff. Okay, and now I wait. Now what you can also do is, if you also want this base map I had here with the roads, you download them from HDX. So you type HDX roads, and you will get it's from OpenStreetMap, and you can just download them here in whichever file you want. I just took Geojson, since we'll use them later, and yeah, since it's now just waiting. Okay, finally all the tiles are downloaded. So last time I just had one tile, which was way faster. So just saying, maybe try to convince ChatGPT to just give you one tile. Okay, now you have 16 somehow. Okay, then we download these, and now that will take a while. So guess what we'll do? We can also already pull the streets in QGIS, just so we also see how that looks. I just think adding streets adds something really nice. You can put a lot of stuff. You can also, like here with the visualization for Dar es Salaam, I also use the water data, since I thought it's really adding something. If you just have the buildings, you're like, why is there nothing? Yeah. Of course, when you watch the video, you probably already know how it will look at the end. For me, it's still I'm still wondering, right? So we can close ChatGPT and wait for it to download. Folder, and the streets are also loaded in now, and now you see here all of these. And yeah, we actually want all of these, and we want to have them in a group. And yeah, that's that. So that will also take a while, of course. No, these one I want to see, but the streets are not necessary. Now, you will see here, it looks way better. But still, it's sometimes a bit off. Here, for instance, you see it being a little bit off. That's just how it is. But now we have to first make all of these tiles here just one GIF, which we can do with QGIS, of course. So yeah, these we don't actually have to do what I just did. You go, since it's rasters, you go to rasters, and not sure how this is called in English, but the middle one, and then to fish melting. At least you can look at the icon. It means something like melting, since you melt all of this stuff together, right? So you select all of them, and then you give them a new and input open buildings TIFF final, and then guess what, we wait. Okay, it's already done. That was quite fast actually. Take this out of here, in front of it. So now we have it here. Quite nice. So what do we do now? Now we want these polygons to have the information of the height, and for this we use statistical zone. Okay, I tried 2 times, it didn't work, so I'll shortly export it without all the information. Buildings here. So select all the properties they had and see if that does anything. So now we have the new Geojson in here. I hope now it works. Now we go to Zonal statistics. Okay, now we wait. So now we have Zonal statistics. I'll take building new, the final, and hope now it works. Just take the middle one. Okay, it seems now it does it. I don't know. In the building polygons, in the one before, it had like longitude, latitude, and somehow it like as a property, as an attribute, and somehow it really didn't know how to work with it. So now deleting all of this made it hopefully possible, but now it will take a long time. So make yourself ready to wait. Okay, no, it's already done. Actually, that was quite fast, so let's hope it also worked. We double click now here for that to check, which will, guess what, take a while since it's a huge amount of polygons.
But like you didn't notice you're not doing that before.
I did.
Really cute also how you react. No, you're fine.
Okay, if you're in here, you can go to this one and take the mean. And okay, now we actually already know that it will work. Same interval. Okay, that will now take a while. Okay, now we're finally there, and now you will see that it works. Yeah, now the information is now transferred to the polygons. Let's see if it works, and otherwise we can already save this as a shapefile, since that's the only polygons Blender GIS can actually import. Where do I have it? Esri, here. So, and we call this final. I could have also put away the line, but now it takes too much time, so let's just be happy with that it works. We can actually already open up Blender. Save as. So, and then we can already put our renting settings. We put it to cycles, and here I just like to do it this times 2, and then also have it as a square. I won't explain everything within Blender, so if you have any questions to it, just ask them. Yeah, but now we just wait. Like I said, you need Blender GIS. It will then be here, and here you can import the shapefile, and it's actually already done. Well, here we don't see it, but yeah. Guess what it will have? It will use quite some time to import. So just saying, we go to input, open buildings, and final. And then extrusion from field, set mean. That's exactly what we want. Wait, my cutter is okay. Good to know for us, and now if we go back. Now you see it. Here it's higher buildings, for instance. Somehow, no you don't, sorry. So, here we make them maybe a little bit bigger. Oh, dude. Okay, here I had the background black and then the streets white. I think I'll try it the other way around. is how we do it, right? Okay, now that looks better. And then we for sure save it, and then you go to print layout. You can also directly do that, but I think it helps if you can always come back to redo it. I always like to have a square, since if I do it for social, everything is in square, right? What did I do? Here, new map. You go to the angle here. Look, that is centered. And then copy this, and now you have the map here. It will draw it. Then in the layout, you can already go here and take something big, like 900. You will see after why. That's just the how good of the quality it will be, since now we actually just export the streets as an image. Okay, this is still loading, and then we just put it below the buildings. So yeah. Okay, now we're in Blender, and now you see it. It doesn't look really like something, but we can change that. At first we give him the same dimensions. Kidding me? So, okay. So now it should be a square, and then here we go down to 0.1 for the z-axis. Now you don't see anything. Now we put the camera. We tell him, since we put everything on 0, and then we press 0. So it brings us to the camera view, and now we are quite where we want to be. And now you see where it is. It's here. Ah, it's not. The location is not 0 anymore somehow. But now you see what's happening here. Now you can put the camera up again, since so. Okay, we can make it actually quite bigger. Let's go scale 5, and here let's just say 0.1. Okay, too much already. Let's not say 0.1, 0.04, 0.01. Now you see where the buildings are the highest. Okay, but we can still go lower. 0.2, yeah, okay, like that, maybe a bit more. Good. So now you see, if you go, oh, well, we can't really zoom in. Okay, now if we go here, we also see how it looks, like it's colored, but of course we want to have a gradient in the higher it is. So you go into the shader, new material, and then we add at first a ramp, gradient ramp. It's not called gradient, it's a color ramp. Connect the color, then we separate X, Y, Z, since we only want the Z axis, and then texture coordinates. Texture coordinates. Okay, then we already select that. Sometimes I really don't know how it works, sometimes I don't get it, but you see what it does? Perfect, what we want. Now the question is, which part of it will we actually render out? Maybe we can still go a bit lower. I'm still trying to search a good like method, since if you exaggerate it too much, it also looks weird, but it also looks not very building-ish if it's too high. I think that's too low on the other side. Let's just go here for 0.8. No, that doesn't do it. just go so you see it. Okay, now you can also work with the colors. Actually, let's see here now. Here we have all the city. So let's go to. We need a little bit to go out. So now it's like 50,000. So we go up to maybe 80,000. So we go back to Blender. That will be the base. So the base will be white and the streets are black. So maybe we go in here for a bit brighter. Now you're really free with whatever color you want. What am I going to go for? Maybe something a bit yellowish to distinguish it. And the highest should be red, I think. Darker red. Was white just white better? Maybe even black. The question is, how good will it be after? So you go in here, you press plus, it will give us one in the middle, and we do this orange. And we have another one which we call yellow. Since the big chunk of it, you won't really like. Once it's super high, I want to make a big something like this could do it. Maybe also have another one here. You can, by the way, also zoom in here. I don't have to struggle that much. And then maybe we go down to black or white. Something like pink. No, that looks awful. Something like that. Save. So we go back here. And the city didn't change yet. Come on. Now we have it like that. We can actually also, something I like to do is put up the metallic a bit. Just gives him a bit of a better look. Good. Now also hue and saturation, while you put it in between here. And just turn up the saturation. Would it look better? Not that much. Maybe just a bit. No. Okay, then we go here and to color actually, and give it a sky texture. Now you won't see any changes, but once you go here, you will see it. And then we can also with Shift A, you add stuff, so mesh, plane. Is it hiding stuff? I don't think. Plane, also new, color. We go dark a bit. Quite metallic. Now you see we have the sun, which we can here for sure we make it bigger to 5, so the shadows are a bit lighter. Then we go sun rotation. Now this already looks quite good if we zoom in. Yeah, I already like it. But now we still wait for the streets, which we maybe don't even need though. But in case you're interested, you can just export it here as an image. But I don't think I will use it, so I won't give it a lot of attention anymore, but you can just put it here wherever you want, pre-final maybe, streets. And then once you saved it, oh, that was the wrong one. Once you saved it, saved it yet. Here you see why 900 is okay. Then you have 10,000 pixel to 10,000 pixel, which is a huge file. I will now just make it very small to show how you could do it, just because it takes a bit less long. But I really don't think it really needs the roads here, since you see it actually quite well. Because then you can go to the plane and go to material, and instead of, now you have the base color black, you go to image texture and select your image, and then it will be displayed on the back, and then you just georeference it manually, which can be a pain, but yeah, that's why here sometimes it's also small. If you look very precisely, you can see sometimes that it's a bit unprecise. But here I also added the water, which was important, just I thought for getting it really, but I don't think that's really necessary, so I would just go for the render. So here we have our camera, and if you want to go to camera view, we press 0. Nice. And now we can change the location. Here we go in a bit. Rotation, X rotation a bit, so we have the 3D look also. Okay, actually something I also forgot is, look that the max samples is not 4000, but more like, depending on what you like, you can even go with just 70, it will do it. Yeah, and then you can actually hit switch here onto the render settings, and then you can actually hit it. I'm also not sure anymore if I like it that much like this, so let's move it a bit up. This looks good. You can also go down a bit with the sun elevation, so the shadows are a bit longer. Now you see, because I made the sun size bigger, these shadows are way softer. You can even go way up, and they go softer and softer, but actually maybe I go to 7. And I can also turn down air, dust, and ozone. Then maybe go a bit further like that. So we have Karura Forest and the National Park here. And you really see where the central of the city is, here with CBD and Westlands. So here you see it, and you can zoom in since it's 4K. And yeah, we have a heat map. You see here in Makasi, there's lots of tall buildings. So yeah, already that, and now let's shortly check if it also looks good with the base map. So that one, I place it in pre-final and just call it 1. Okay, now this one is also finalizing its render. You see here I turned down the z-axis a bit, so it's like the scale on the z-axis, so they don't look that high anymore since now I zoomed in. I think that looks a bit better. But I also like this look, since here I think if it wouldn't be clear since it's from way further away. So yeah, and then you can just take some areas you want to have rendered out specifically, maybe here. You could then even zoom in a bit, or up here even. Yeah, you have endless opportunities of whatever you want to do. Let's shortly wait until this is denoising. And then my last step is in Photoshop. You can for sure also use like Canvas, I don't know. Open it in Photoshop. So, and once we're in here, shortly check if that one's finished. Yes, that one's finished. So let's shortly save that as number 2. Shut up. Don't fall. Okay then. So let's also zoom in a bit more for the next one. And we also start this render, and then here we are in Photoshop. So let's first do an empty layer and add this one. Select here, so we can put like that one. Some gradient on the edges. You can also work there with the lighting. Like here, I just put another light. Here you see, so it looks a bit more 3D, but I think for this one I'll just keep it quite basic. that. Then we can turn down the opacity of this. Okay, then text layer. Nairobi. I always like to use Manalpha for my channel, so contested, bold, maybe. You can also do that in one text layer, but I always like to have it split since it just feels better for me. Both and type it here. Yeah, why not? Like that. Then often my renders are a bit dark, so you can go to adjustments and increase brightness and contrast. Let's see what it does if I say auto. Shop. Here, and we make it bigger, like 300 maybe, not that big. Control T, Control T. So okay, I think now this one is okay. Then we go to export. And we will write this one. And here we see it's now rendering out the one here. Yeah, that's that. That's how you go, how you do 3D. A 3D city of quite a lot of cities. And yeah, hope you learned something. And greetings from Nairobi.